We're at the big one now of the season, second to last episode, as it is always with this canon, an episode called In the Name of the Mother, which makes sense because if we remember earlier in the season, the reason why the Trial of Seven is happening is because Dunk chose to protect the innocent, which is one of your knightly vows. In the name of the mother, protect the young and innocent. Dunk protected Tanzel from Aerion, and now we have a 7 versus 7 Survivor Series match.
War games.
War games. Accuser's side, we have Prince Aerion Brightflame. We have Daeron the Drunk, who promises to throw the match for Dunk. We have Prince Maekar Targaryen, the father of Aerion and Daeron, and Aemon and Egg. We have the Turncloaks of Stefan Fossaway, who promised to be on Dunk's side, but then got promised a lordship by the Targaryens, so he went to the other side, he turned heel. And then, of course, we have 3 members of the King's Guard, Sir Willem Wilde, Sir Donald of Duskendale, and Sir Roland Craighall, who we saw 2 of them in episode 2. There was a scene with Dunk in episode 2 where he meets 2 of those King's Guard in their white cloaks. And then, of course, on the accused side, we have Sir Duncan the Tall. We have Sir Lionel Baratheon, the Laughing Storm. We have Sir Raymond Fossaway, who was just knighted by Lionel Baratheon because he was fucking absolutely livid that his brother turned cloak, so he decided to join Dunk's side. We have the 2 Humphreys. We have Humphrey Beesbury and Humphrey Harding. They had a joust in a previous episode where Humphrey Harding won their little joust, and then he went on to face Aerion Brightflame, who played dirty and struck his horse, and Humphrey Harding landed on his back. So he has a bit of a disadvantage in the battle because he has an injury, but he said as long as he stays on his horse, he'll be fine. And then, of course, you have Sir Robin Riesling, who is Mr. Eye Patch Man that Egg met in episode 3, who had his eye taken out in a joust in the past, and Egg stole his horse and trained with it. And then, of course, controversially in universe, the heir to the throne, Prince Baelor Breakspear Targaryen, who at the end of episode 4 joined Dunk's side to the sound of the Game of Thrones theme, which went viral on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
it was pretty massive.
Big episode. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this all bloody week. So I'm extremely excited for this.
Yeah,
it's build up to this has been very, very well done, and I think I am looking forward to it very much to see if what I think will happen is going to happen, because I said at the end of the last episode that I think Baelor might be in a bit of trouble in terms of future stakes in the story of actually existing. So we will see if that's the case.
Well, what did the fortune teller tell Egg in episode 3?
You will be king.
Yep. And is Egg Baelor's son? No, he's not. So something must happen between the time of him being a child and him being a king. And the reason why we know he was king is what? Is the reason why we know he becomes king is because in Game of Thrones Season 1, Maester Aemon says that it happens. Mm-hmm. He tells Jon Snow that my little brother Egg became king. It is an interesting thing, but will it happen in this battle or not? Remains to be seen. I think of all the episodes from Season 1 that I was most looking forward to, I think this is the one I was the most looking forward to. The reason why is because battles are different. Like, they're the most different from page to screen, I think. When it comes to adaptation, they tend to be the most transformative thing about adaptation is when you see a battle. Not that there's anything wrong with having an imaginary battle in your head when you're reading. Like, that all can go great when you're reading a really rich text that knows how to like explain a battle to you. But there is definitely something about having a really good battle on screen in terms of how it's structured and paced that can, in a way, replace the quality of its source material due to the nature of action being very suited to the visual medium. So I'm very much looking forward to it for that. Obviously, I've read the story, so I know what happens, like in terms of plot points, but I don't know what it's going to look like. And that, for me, is a huge aspect. The other aspect is that in this season, they've done extra scenes building up characters like Lionel Baratheon and a couple of others, which, again, it enriches and changes the context of the battle a bit. All right, in the name of the mother. Egg's having to be a squire for real now.
Oh my god.
It's actually quite scary for a little boy.
Well, 'cause it's real.
Yeah.
Rob me, and I'll hunt you down. With dogs.
All that, the fucking lads.
Jesus!
Oh, it's King's Landing.
Yeah, you can see the background. Where there's water.
I am your queen! Wipe my ass, please.
Oh my god, it's Game of Thrones Season 8.
I've never seen a man die before.
Ah!
Every place. What if this is the best there is?
The grass is
That would be
greener.
quite sad.
This is a side that we never, like, really saw in the main show. With very
Brief,
fleeting we
very
saw it.
brief glimpses, yeah. Like Marjorie talking to the small folk, we saw a bit of that.
Yeah.
This is the reason why, like, shit like Season 7 and 8 is so bad, because it's this side of it that's fucking missing.
No,
Like,
it's,
that's
it's
just-
blatantly, like, ignored. Like, bloody hell, this is all the people. I know not specifically these people, but these are the people that Danny just straight up murdered and burned.
Like, this matters, you know? In the world, these people do matter.
You've got plenty of time to wait around for your dead mother, Noy.
Well, that's just mean. You're about to get stabbed in your neck.
Ah!
Oh, fucking hell. Never mind, the other thing happened. Where she got sliced. Fucking hell.
Very similar to what happened more recently.
Leave that boy be!
No. Oh my god. That was clear. That's the fucking hit. And, there we go. Now we got stuck in the way. There we go. Yeah, right.
It explains why he was so triggered when Aerion broke Tensel's finger, doesn't it?
It gives it kind of a different context when you look at it. It's not him being like, oh, she's attracted. It's this. She reminds me of someone I used to know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's more than just being a knight, it's personal. That's a fucking sick shield. Wondering what language that is, actually.
Oh, that's literal sludge.
God, there's a lot of bodily fluids in this show, isn't there? He's got serious issues.
He fucking slept on his fucking knife.
I feel like all those cutaways of Arlen are so much more interesting now, in hindsight.
Get up.
Got a black eye, or worse.
Jesus.
Oh!
Oh, you're cheering for the wrong person.
Oh! Fuck him up. Fucking hell.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. I hope you don't lose feelings in your fingers.
God, this is fucking raw poultry right here.
It's fucking... Oh, God.
I just slapped him.
Oh.
Oh!
Okay, okay. Okay,
Fucking hell, that's close. God, he is fucked up.
He's angry. No, not the horse. That was a barrage.
God, this fight is ugly. This is ugly. Fucking hell.
Get up, sir!
I like how there's no music, it's just completely fucking...
Oh yeah, we haven't had any music.
This is just dirty and ugly and yuck.
Get up.
Now you get music. Now he's over.
Fuck, to quote wrestling, like, the selling in this is so on point.
Yeah. They're
This is
fucking
old
hobbling to each other. Oh, Jesus.
He's got an expensive helmet. He's... Oh! Oh! Fuck, this is, like, actually stressful to watch.
You gotta be fucking quick about it, because they're not gonna be able to hear him. Gotta get him to yell.
Tom just drags him by his foot.
I withdraw my accusation.
We're getting drunk.
You're a man.
I need good men, Sir Duncan. My fingers feel like wood.
Something
Crushed
not
down the
quite
back of the
right.
grace. It smashed into the gorget.
Your brother's mace, most like, is strong.
Oh god, the noise. Oh Jesus! It's like whole fucking skull is open.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Get up.
Wow. That was
Ooh.
quick. Fucking hell. Fucking, where do we start with that one?
Not really sure.
I mean, it was fucking violent. Very violent.
Yeah, a lot of blood, a lot of gross, just violence.
It was very raw and very nasty. And a very interesting way to tell, like, to do the fight from Dunk's point of view, along with, obviously, the other half of it being the whole backstory as well. Yeah, your initial thoughts on In the Name of the Mother?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking great. I thought that was really good. Obviously a lot of people, I think a couple of reviews of like the previous episode, I saw people thinking, oh, there probably might be a flashback this episode, and flashbacks in these kind of moments can sometimes feel like it's detracting from the episode, or it feels not unnecessary, but sort of like an interruption of the story to insert some like lore. And I think that's always a tough task to do, because it's hard to do it, especially in like in the penultimate episode where this was like the build up was insane and intense. But I think they did a good job in showing sort of like what kind of has made him as a person, because something traumatic happened to him as a child, where his best friend, when they were at the bottom of the barrel trying to get out of this situation, was brutally murdered.
Yeah.
So, and I think him finding inspiration in a drunk old man who saved him, and sort of the loyalty he showed towards him, obviously makes sense now when you look back on it.
Yeah, and also,
yeah,
when you take the whole thing in perspective, like, they show Dunk as a kid seeing Rafe die, which then, at the end of the episode, he sees Baylor die. And it's like it all comes back again. That feeling, that horrible feeling comes back again.
Yeah. I'd say they did a very good job with that. And I think the actual battle and fight, which was about 9 minutes, really. If it was really quick, but they got a lot in, and it was fucking brutal and very gross and real and raw.
I really like the way that they portray that Arion wanted to win, but he didn't actually want Dunk to die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could have... There were points where it was like... It was very clear, like, he had to do whatever it took to win, but I feel like there is this indication from Arion that it's like, I don't actually want to kill him. I don't actually want to murder him. I just want to win. And then there's also a moment where Dunk thinks, I could kill Arion right now.
Yeah.
But he allows him to yield. It's interesting that this conflict happens from two very opposite people who come into a very strong fight with each other that led up to this trial. Mm-hmm. And like just a very, very intense dislike of each other for reasons. But in this fight, I definitely feel like there is it's that look that Arion gives Dunk when Dunk stands up, and I feel like there is one sort of slight hair of human commonality between the two, in the sense that Arion doesn't actually want Dunk to die, and Dunk doesn't actually want Arion to die. It's kind of like, even though it hadn't happened yet, when Arion sees Dunk rise, he kind of realizes that he's going to lose. It's just...
So he's just like, what else do I need to fucking do to put this fucking giant down?
Yeah. Like, again, the only thing, literally the only thing he hadn't done was kill him. And he realized that he couldn't do that because he can't kill Dunk. He won't, even if he had the chance to, he wouldn't do it. And so it's like, he could do everything except for kill him, and it wasn't enough. The only thing that would have him win is if he actually murdered him, and he won't do it because he can't. He can't go that far. It's not in his nature to actually murder him. So I think that for Arion's character was a great payoff. And the other thing I want to say is the acting from Peter Claffey in this episode was exceptional. Not only selling the fight, but also...
technically he's not in it a lot, but what he actually does is very suited to the situation, I would say. I think I really enjoyed, like, for a good chunk of it, he was just like not being able to really hear properly because he's in the moment and just like so out of it from like damage probably to like his ears, his body, just everything. He's bleeding constantly. He's got a fucking like pulsing, like just like both like eye just fucking slammed shut due to just the amount of damage it has.
I think this is the actual, like, this is a really convincing way to portray someone surviving a lot of damage. Like, when you compare this to, like, compare it to a very popular episode. A lot of people love Battle of the Bastards. I don't. You don't.
Yeah.
They try to make it seem like Jon has gone through a lot and survived a lot. The problem is that it's not convincing. The plot armor is not convincing. Whereas in this episode,
you get many shots of him getting stabbed, but it's because he has the chainmail on. It's only like surf. It's like it'll be deep, but it's not fatal.
Yeah, the way that he sells all the damage is the way he sells all the damage. It's realistic. It makes sense, and that's why him surviving is believable, because you feel like all of the stuff that's been done to him will be devastating, but it's not going to kill him. Whereas there's so many moments in Battle of the Bastards where it's like, Jon should have died here, Jon should have died here, Jon should have died here. It's contrived to force him to survive. It feels like the story is trying way too hard to have him overcome a lot of stuff, which is why it's one of the reasons why I just find Battle of the Bastards difficult, because everything feels so manufactured in the battle, and it's forced together. And on top of all the other problems with the episode, like, the Sansa stuff and why Ramsay goes outside the walls and all that. But here, the fight that Dunk has in this episode, everything is really well done. It kind of actually earns its moments. It's interesting in terms of the reaction. The actual part in the flashback is probably not the best commentary, because I was just kind of enthralled. I was like watching it, not really reacting, because it was just really interesting seeing that in such a short space of time, Child Dunk along with Rafe introduced and also Rafe killed, all in the space of half an episode. But not just for the characters, but also the way that they portray what Flea Bottom is like after the Blackfire Rebellion is over. It shows the real after effects of war. They tackle a lot of different things all in one go. It's very well done how they balance all those plates. And I think that what they also do with Arlen as well here, it kind of, in hindsight, thinking back to all the flashbacks we've had, that context works way better now, sort of putting all those pieces together. So yeah, you see where Dunk comes from, you see the trauma he's experienced, and you see it relived again. Not only his willingness to rise because of Arlen and because of Egg, but also the whole thing of like Tenzel reminds him of Rafe. It's why he was so personally triggered. It's not just about, the knight's vow to protect the innocent, but it's also Dunk as a person and his experience has been through this before.
Mm.
And then, with the ending with Baelor as well. Super, super interesting portrayal of this story, I think.
I think the added thing of like when he's having that conversation with Rafe about his mother, is like, I know she's dead, but what if she comes back? And I'm not here.
Mm.
It's like his hesitation and sort of like nature of like thinking this is just the best life he can possibly have. But when he literally has nothing left, and the only thing he has is the guy who saved him heroically, who's a drunk fool. It's it's all very well done.
It's kind of showing how, like, Dunk's optimism actually has consequences that early on. Like, in the sense that it actually does hurt him to be that optimistic without purpose. It's not just that he's, sees the world in the way he sees it, but it's also that over time he really needs to learn how to see things realistically, like actually view them as they are, because he isn't. And that's probably why it's a really good place to put the flashback. because it feels like this experience of Arlen actually dying, Dunk actually being put under this kind of pressure, is really finally him fully seeing things as they are. Not having his blind optimism, hold him down. He's actually having to try and do something. Take action, not be passive, not just be a nice guy. And I think that's probably why Baelor fights for him, because Dunk actually takes action. When everything in the world was telling him not to, this is not a good idea, he still does that. I also really like the sort of unceremoniousness about Baelor in the sense that he feels like this is just something he needs to do. There's no fanfare about it. And there's that sort of line that at the start of the fight, before the title card, where Lionel Baratheon still treats Baelor like he's a twat. Like the sort of like the whole mother's favorite thing. It's interesting that despite what he's doing, he still is viewed the way he's viewed because of his position. He is the firstborn, he is the heir to the throne, he is the most privileged person in the world.
Yeah.
But he kind of has to ignore that because he knows that he can't control what people think of him, he can only control what he does. But we as the audience understand the magnitude because it's the most important person in the world, obviously after the king, but would-be most important person in the world is fighting for the honor of the least important person in the world. That's why it matters, because it completely eliminates the class system purely for moral reason. And it's like, it won't be recorded in the way that it should, because people don't understand that in Westeros. They don't understand that because they don't see it the way that we as the audience see it, the way that George sees it as the writer. Yeah, it's the fact that Baelor did that knowing that no one would care, but it meant everything to Dunk, which is why Dunk is so fucking distraught when Baelor dies, because he knows what he sacrificed to do that.
By his own brother, by the way. Baelor said that his brother took a mace to the back of his head and he was like, he's very strong. So, wondering if that was an opportunity seen and taken. The actual wound itself is fucking, disgusting. It's fucking, fucking hell. Those kind of fatal wounds where he doesn't even, know it at first. He's just sort of, stumbling around a little bit, and he's just like, oh, my visor's broke. My hair's smashed my head. Oh, my fingers kind of feel weird. It's like I can't feel my fingers.
They feel like wood. Can you lift my visor? And then there's just a fucking massive hole in his head.
You can see his fucking skull. It's sad because he's the one highborn, character that's, good, because he's honourable.
That's the tragedy. That's the tragedy of Baelor Breakspear, though, isn't it?
Everyone else is a fucking wanker.
But that is the tragedy of Baelor Breakspear, is now that version of Westeros can't exist, and Dunk has to live with that. Dunk has to live with the reality.
When you really think about it, it's sort of had he risen to the throne, a lot of what actually happens possibly doesn't happen, and we don't get the sort of hierarchy that we get when we get to Game of Thrones. It's very possible. It's a massive event.
We don't get the Mad King if Baelor's the king.
Yeah, because realistically, he's not the Mad King.
Well, we don't get... I'm specifically talking about Dany's father. We don't get Aerys II because Baelor is king and his son's the lineage. And Dunk has to live with that now it's going to be Maekar Targaryen as king instead because Dunk, got involved. It's fucked.
Very fucked. Yeah, the show it looks great. It's done really well. The acting is incredible. The
costumes are so good.
And sets and design of everything are just very high quality. That's actually suited to the environment we're actually in. and it doesn't feel like it's high quality just to be high quality. It's actually like really well done.
Well, it's a lower budget show than the others, but they still put in the effort.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. The fog is fucking awesome as well. Like, that makes everything feel so much more dangerous because they can't see what they're doing. All of the zoom shots are great. Like, everything that they do inside the visor where you can hear the breathing and the way that they use audio editing as well was so just well done. I really like Egg as a spectator as well. He's really well portrayed here. The way that he's having to watch his brother that he hates fight this stranger that he has grown to love and uses his power to stop the whistle from being blown.
Yeah, I'm always a sucker for like get up sort of moments. They're always like it's a trope, but it's a trope that I really enjoy when it's done really well.
Well, it's earned here. It's actually earned here. The context is unique. It's not just like every other scene that's like that. It actually is unique.
You got scenes like imaginative Clara telling the 12th Doctor to get up off his arse and win. That's the sort of one that works as well. This is a different kind of one where he's on his almost on his deathbed, but he's still getting up because, you know, it's the right thing to do and he's doing it and he wins. They're all, when done well, they're bloody satisfying moments.
Yeah.
For now, we've only got one episode left. It's going to be a big one because there's a lot of changing, and sort of like, what will be next after this? Wondering that.
Humphrey Beesbury with his yellow mustache has died. Sadly.
Yeah.
Yes.
But at least Baratheon survived.
Yeah, Lionel
Seemingly.
Baratheon survived. Even though he was talking shit before the start of the fight.
His horse died, though.
Yeah, that was sad. So I gave the last one an 8.5. I think this is like an 8.5 or a 9. I'm not sure. It's hard. It's different. It's a different kind of episode. It's like not. It's not comparable. It's like you have half of it, which is flashback drama, and the other part of it is like a fight. It's very short. I don't know. It's difficult to say. It's definitely quality, but it's just not. It's just really short. It's really short. And like in my head, I was thinking it's interesting we don't see much of the other bits of the fight, but then I sort of realized it's not that's not important. I don't need to see the other parts of the
story.
Yeah, it's like this isn't meant to be sport. This is meant to be point of view dramatization. So it's not. It's fine that we see a lot of bits of the fight from like the foggy distance or, you know, cutaway shots at the start. 8.5 or a 9 for me, I think. It was
I'd say it's around a 9.
Yeah.
What I find funny is the reaction coming out of this. Obviously, like high praise, but also weirdly the sort of back and forth between this and Breaking Bad fans, because the highest rated episode is now on a 9.9. Now and then a bunch of people just try to review bomb this episode, which is like, okay.
Yeah, because they're like, this can't be on the same level as Ozymandias. It's like, okay, thanks. I mean, look, fucking Battle of the Bastards is 9.9, and that's a pile of shit. So
yeah, it's awful. Well, I saw a tweet before we watched this today of like, this is what Battle of the Bastards thinks it is or wishes it was.
Yeah, seriously.
Because Battle of the Bastards is fucking the word. It's like a wank saying version of what an actual like high quality battle thinks it is.
Well, it's like it looks stylish, but it doesn't make sense. The story's just bad. It's just a bad story. Like, I don't see why this is such a hot take. Like, I was the other like last weekend or something. We do this thing at our house where every now and then, like, a different like member of the friend group will come up with like a PowerPoint quiz. One of them was what episode of Game of Thrones is this, like number, season, and episode number, and it was the iconic Jon sword horses shot. And when that came up, like, one of my friends was like, yeah, that's the best episode of Game of Thrones. And I'm like, I just said, no, I think it's one of the worst. And he thought I was crazy for saying that. And he's like, how could you say that it's the best battle ever put to screen? I'm like, it's not.
Yeah, because it easily isn't.
It, like, again, Miguel Sapochnik is a really good visual art director, and he makes the episode look interesting, but the story in the episode ruins the battle. The characters don't make sense. The actual battle itself is poorly planned. The moral dilemma is extremely cut and dry and black and white. Like the Ramsay versus Jon, conflict. There's nothing deep about it. It's just, you raped my sister and stole my home. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, that's all there is to it. And then, you've got the fucking terrible Marine bit at the start as well, where, they settle slavery with fire and blood, and it's just boring. I genuinely just think it's so overrated, and, this episode actually does a really interesting flashback and then a really interesting battle. It's well choreographed. It's well told. The characters are interesting. They all have their own unique perspective on what's going on. The motivations make sense. The battle makes sense. The cinematography is as good, if not better. Battle of the Bastards has a bigger scale, but this has stylish visuals. It's artistic. It's, it has that sort of home-crafted feel. And like, it does really interesting. Like, it's not trying hard to create hype moments. It's just telling the story in an effective way. And that's the difference, is like, this feels like craftsmanship, whereas Battle of the Bastards feels like it's trying to be this big Hollywood spectacle, but like the script is just really basic and has lots of issues. So yeah, it's just a very big philosophical difference on storytelling, but I'm so firmly against Battle of the Bastards. Like, I can't stand it. So anyway, that's completely irrelevant. It's got nothing to do with the episode. Episode 6 is called The Morrow, and it's the finale. I'm really interested to see Maekar's reaction to his brother's death. I think that's one of the things I'm the most keen on seeing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, your thoughts going into The Morrow?
I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be, hopefully, a really great final episode to wrap up what has been a really great season of television.
Yeah, it's been a really slow build, but they've gotten there. They've really earned it. Because I remember what you were like after episode 1. You weren't like this. You were in a very different place.
Like, perfectly fine. I had issues with it, but it was like, I can see this being like a decent season of television, for sure.
Yeah. And then it's just over time, it's slowly grown into this beautiful thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They laid the groundwork really well.
Anything else you would like to add before we finish?
No, I'm just really bloody looking forward to the final episode. This is exciting stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, we can watch House of the Dragon Season 1, which apparently is also really good.
Yeah.
We can watch Matt Smith be a bad guy.
Yeah. Unless you think he is a bad guy as Prince Philip, then there you go then.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And then to be fair,
having just watched season 1 of The Crown, he's actually like really good in it, and like Philip is like, I have no opinions on him as in real life as a person, but in the show, he's understandable.
Well, just remember that was when he was young and not old.
Exactly.
Also, I forgot. That's right. He was in Morbius.
He was also in Morbius. That is a film that did happen.
And there's a few moments you could argue the 11th Doctor's pretty fucking evil.
Mm-hmm. They're here.
But yes, we'll see you next time for the finale, the morrow. I bid you adieu. Good night. Goodbye. My fingers feel like wood.